done, and then I see what God continues to do. It inspires me, and so that's what the hope and prayer is, that it inspires you and wherever you're at. Maybe it's not even just for your life specifically, but for the life of someone that's connected to you, to understand the hope that we have in God. And so, Reggie, you want to start off by just kind of giving them a little bit of a snapshot of what your life was like before Jesus. He has a pretty unique story of growing up in the church, but you want to let them know a little bit about your journey?
Hey guys, I'm Reggie. I'm from Pico Rivera originally, and I got 3 older brothers and a sister, and I've been coming here since 2017, and then the pandemic hit, and I got away from God. I started off online watching, and then before you know it, you're not watching. I'm watching football, and so at this point, I'm the furthest I've ever been from God. Like growing up, like I said, Pastor said, I grew up Christian, and thanks to my grandma, she was the one that made sure we went. I went to my friend's house church right here on Norwalk Boulevard. So I knew the Lord, so that wasn't the problem. The problem was drinking, alcoholic, like one of the biggest you'll ever meet, drinking like 2 Foster's cans in the morning, like 4 in the morning, just to go to work. Well, thank God that my boss was my wife's uncle, so he would pick me up, we'd go pour concrete, come home, and had a lot of time after we did our job and just drink. And so then you throw in mental health, that's a big thing, anxiety, depression, PTSD, diagnosed. I'm in counseling, therapy, so everybody reach out for help if you do, I waited really long, one day I just called my wife and said, I need help, so I got that. I was still drinking a lot, so at this time, this last November, me and my wife are arguing. I'm drinking, I'm taking antidepressants to wake up, to go to sleep, but still drinking. And so me and my wife are arguing, and I have some pills on my table there that I'm not taking. They're prescribing me pills because I'm shaking, I'm losing my memory. I would literally get up and be, wow, what was I doing? Where am I going? Oh, I didn't have to remember. And sometimes I wouldn't even remember, like, oh shoot, I was just going to the fridge just to get something, So I'm dealing with that. So like I say, the 21st of November, the 2022, me and my wife are arguing, and there's some pills that I'm not taking because they're making me shaky and I'm not feeling good. So we're arguing, and the pills are there on the table. So I'm gonna hurt her by taking these pills. So I took a handful of pills, ended up at Presbyterian for almost 6 days. I didn't know, but I almost died. They told my family that he's gonna die. So that day goes by. The next day, Tuesday, they call my wife and say, well, he's still here, but he's gonna be brain dead. So I'm not knowing. I don't remember a lot from the hospital, but what I do is just detoxing, drenched. Like my dad says that it looks like I was swimming. Every time I would walk in the room, he would walk in the room, he'd be like, man, this guy's just dripping, and heart rate. I found out that I had a cerebral ischemia, it's called. It's lack of blood flow to the brain. Had like strokes. And so this is in the hospital, hallucinating. I seen my grandma, my mom was there the whole time. So she witnessed all this. So something you don't want to do to your parent, let alone your mom. So one night I'm just sitting there and I sat up, my mom says, and I just said, Grandma, what are you doing here? So my dad says, that's how close you were to seeing Grandma. And that's the grandma who got me into church. Well, got our family into church. So a couple of days go by and I finally start to come to see my kids and, family coming by. And this is on Thanksgiving time. So I'm in the hospital on Thanksgiving and they call my family and say that I had a adverse reaction to medication. So they might want to come in. So made it through that. So Friday comes and that's like the clearest day where I'm like, okay, man, I'm alive. So this is the point where I'm just so tired of drinking, tired of this life, tired of the lying. Oh, I didn't drink that much. Oh, I did this. Just wake up with the lie. Start with the lie. End with the lie. No way to live. So, I'm in the hospital, and mind you, I didn't know that I almost passed away till I got home. So, I just said, Lord, just help me. Take this craving away. I will do whatever. I will serve you. I will, whatever it takes. Tell me. Just please help me with the craving because I can't do it. I mean, me got me in the hospital. My way got me in the hospital. So, just a full surrender. Like, I always heard it before. Surrender to the Lord, right? Surrender. Man, this was everything I got, everything I had. Take it away, give it to me. You know what I need. Just do that, Lord, and I'm gonna serve you like no other, like to the end. That's it. No wasted days, nothing. So I get out of the hospital on the 26th. That was a Saturday. Kind of don't remember. But Sunday morning, take a shower. My dad asked me, how do you feel? Because at the time, my wife filed a restraining order because I don't remember what I said and during the argument. Obviously, it was bad, but she felt the need to get a restraining order, and I don't blame her, Like I said, I was there, but not there, So when I'm in the hospital, she has my son drop off my stuff at my parents and said, oh, here, he's your problem now, So I don't hold nothing towards my wife, I mean, I love her. It's what I did, and that's a lot for me to say, like, it was me, to own up. Finally, like, now I'm a man, right? Now I'm a man because I owned up. Take that responsibility. So we're right now, we're still separated, or she told me that, full transparency that she had filed for divorce in January, and she called me 2 Sundays ago saying that they were gonna just give you a heads up, they're gonna serve you. I haven't been served yet, but the thing is, God's got it. I'm not worried about that. Like, yeah, I love my wife. I know what I want, and God knows what I want. He knows my heart. So I get out and I call. I don't know if you guys know Kimberly Soto. We went to junior high together, and through social media and all that, I know she's really involved at the church. So I call her Sunday night and I say, hey, do you know of any men's groups? Do you know of anything going on? I need some help, man. So she's all, let me call you back. Literally, call me back. I get a text from a guy named Ricardo, and it's a devotional. Don't even know the guy. He sends it to me. First day, that evening, I read it. It's like, man, how'd you know? Like, it's for me. So that was that Sunday night. I write down the info, okay? So I got the days mixed up. One was Louis' group on Wednesday. One was the men's recovery. I was really looking for the recovery because that's where I needed, I'm not drinking. Well, it's only been that day, so I'm coming. So that was Sunday. So the week goes by, I go to a first meeting with my cousin at Faith House Calvary Chapel. It's an addiction group. So I still attend that one. Come here Monday night, 6:30. Shout out to all my boys. And so the week goes by, I come to church, it's December 4th. And, we have a guest speaker, Kayla. I don't know if any of you guys remember, she lost her husband. He suffered with mental health issues and suicide. And so she spoke, and this is my first day back after going through what I went through, taking those pills, almost dying. And so she tells her story, and I'm just sitting there like guilty, like I did it, I felt so guilty, like he's gone and I'm here. So after the service, I go up to her. After the service, I go up to her and I tell her, I don't know what to tell you, but I'm sorry. And I shared my story with her, and she just looks at me and says, but you're here now. Man, so this is even more confirmation. After finding out, I was talking to Athena and I said, man, I felt so guilty. She says, no, it's that conviction, so I understood that too. So that day goes by and a couple weeks go, and I'm like, man, I got to do more. I told God I'm going to serve him. And I heard Ricardo mention that he helps out with the food and clothing distribution on Saturdays. So before you know it, I was just sharing with Pastor that I don't even remember sending that email out to sign up. It was just like my hands were so guided. It was like, whoa. After I'm like, what the heck do you do, man? I'm like, okay, well, I guess I got to be there Tuesday. So Tuesday comes, and I haven't missed a Tuesday since. And this is in the beginning of January. So to me, that's all the work they talk about and the therapy that helps me stay sober is because I was a selfish dude. Like my beer, my drinking, whatever I needed. It didn't matter. If I got that, then we could talk, so.
Let me just jump in for a second. I think one of the amazing things about God is that he's not done with you even when you think it's over, and you were literally like death's doorstep, right? But he pulled back. He said, there's still work for you. There's still time for you. There's still hope for you. And I think that's something that's important for us to remember is when we feel like it's over, when we feel like it's done and there's no hope and we messed up beyond, he's the one who has the final word. And so wherever you might be, maybe you can 100% completely relate because it's like alcohol's your thing or whatever. We all have a thing. Everybody does. And so the idea is no matter where you might be at, God's not done. It's never too late. Sure, there's stuff we have to do to go fix mistakes that we've made and to get better and to get stronger. But you see his story where it's like he hit rock bottom and almost died. But God's like, look, I'm not done with you yet. There's still something for you to do. What was it that shifted? Because you just said, I haven't missed a Tuesday night, and you jumped head first. Because I'm sure in your journey of following Jesus, we all make commitments that we don't follow through with, and sometimes we don't even mean to follow through. You just say it. It's an empty promise, and we'll say it to God, or we'll say it to our families, or to friends, or whatever it is, right? It's just, you just want to say it because it maybe even makes you feel good in the moment. You even believe it in that moment. What was it about this time that flipped that switch, where you haven't missed a Tuesday, you haven't missed a Saturday serving across the street? Like, what made this so different?
I would have to say, you know how they talk about a personal relationship with God, like doing the work. I have notebooks of scriptures, just random, about strength, about wisdom, about faith, about marriage restoration, you name it, you know. So to me, it's actually putting in that work and would share, just to share a little something too. My mom got gallstones. This is a little while back. She got gallstones, and through that, the regular biopsy, they found that she had cancer. But the doctor says, if you didn't have these gallstones, we're not finding that cancer. So going through that, and I remembered, so they find the cancer, and I get the call. And me in the past, I don't deal with any bad news. I'm just gonna drink. That's it. I'm out of here. I'm not gonna deal. So that they tell me, and the first thing I did is I called Ricardo, and then he says, "Good job. Thank you. You did the right thing. You did the first thing you're supposed to." So then he says, "Okay, call Aaron." So I called Aaron, and before you know it, I'm just praying. It's not the anxiety or anything. So the reason why I share that story is because my mom's faith throughout the whole time, she never wavered. So to me, the switch is my faith and giving it to God and trusting it, not just giving it to him, okay, and then try to put your foot in and make a mess of it. Just give it to him. Like right now, like with whatever's going on with my wife, that's between him. Like they say, like I think it was Charles Stanley said, let God like worry about the consequences, like let him worry about that. And just do your part though,
You talked about the work a little